I sense an unusual buzz in the air today, like the house is whispering secrets even before the sun fully rises. I feel a familiar tingle deep in my bones, as if the universe is nudging me to pay attention. Every creak in the floor and every shiver of the curtains tells me that something extraordinary is happening here.
I know things have been a bit off lately. Just this morning, as I sipped my coffee, the lights flickered like they were trying to send me some kind of Morse code message. Although I'm not one for ghost stories, I can't ignore that something strange is brewing around our home.
I've been waiting for this all week. Between school and skateboarding, I always hoped for an adventure. And now, with weird noises and sudden drafts, it's like my everyday life is turning into one of those classic ghost stories. I can't help but feel that some mysterious mischief is on the horizon. I must remind you all, this isn't just any mischief. This is my house. I stick around because I know every nook and cranny of these walls, and I won't let anyone forget who truly owns the place. Even now, as you bicker about unexplained happenings, remember that my spirit continues to roam these rooms with a flair that none of you can match.
I'm not one to shy away from what my senses are telling me. The energy here is a blend of playful mischief and unfulfilled memories, a sign, perhaps, of unfinished business or even a long-lost joke waiting to be finished.
Even though I'm skeptical, I admit there's an undeniable charm in this chaos. Life here might be unpredictable, but it's real, and it makes every day unique.
I'm on the lookout for signs, clues, and fun pranks, because when a ghost claims the house, you know you're in for a wild ride. And let me remind you repeatedly, this is my house, which means every creak, every shudder, every laugh echoes my legacy. We're all in for an adventure unlike any other.
I've always believed that every home has its own personality and energy. I'm a psychic medium, and every time I walk through these halls, I feel a symphony of emotions, from joy and sorrow to laughter and mischief. I remember when I first arrived here, the air pulsed with secrets and old memories that begged to be heard. My gifts allow me to communicate with spirits, and I've built a unique rapport with everyone who lingers in this house, even the resident ghost. I often find myself whispering to the unseen, "I'm listening," as if my words could bridge worlds. Sometimes while making tea or arranging fresh flowers, I catch glimmers of the past swirling about. I speak directly from my heart, telling my family exactly what I feel. When I sense disturbances or joyful energies, I articulate them with a warm smile and a wink. I remember the day when the ghost himself made a dramatic entrance. I simply smiled and said, "I know you're here, and I welcome you, even if you claim this house is your own." My intuitive connection has often turned eerie moments into opportunities for understanding. I find humor in the serious and a melody in madness. Every day is an adventure in spiritual dialogue, and I embrace it wholeheartedly. I share my visions with Dad and Billy, hoping to soften the hard edges of their day-to-day struggles while adding a spark of magic to everyday life.
I'm a hardworking guy, proud of my honest labor and practical worldview. Every day I rise early and tackle the challenges of balancing my job with keeping our home intact, even when mysterious forces conspire to get in my way. I never thought I'd be cohabiting with a resident ghost, but life, as always, has surprises. I roll up my sleeves and face each unexpected event with a mixture of exasperation and determination. I work hard to provide for my family, and even when supernatural elements create an extra layer of chaos, I try to keep the family grounded. I often grumble when the lights flicker during an important conference call, or when strange sounds interrupt my quiet evening. Yet, amidst the frustration, I can't help admiring the resilience of our family. Deep down, I appreciate the humor in our predicament, even if I pretend otherwise. I watch as Mom communicates with the invisible and Billy embarks on pranks, and I remind myself that life here is rich with stories. I build a balance between rationality and marvel, even if I secretly wonder if I'll ever understand that ghostly logic. Though I may grumble and stress under the pressure of unexpected visits from another realm, I'm slowly learning to smile at the absurdity. It's hard work keeping this house in order, but each day teaches me that life's strangest moments often bring the most genuine connections. Sometimes I catch myself in a rare reflective mood, thinking, maybe, just maybe, this ghost has more heart than I ever imagined.
I'm Billy, and I live for adventures, especially the kind that come straight from the supernatural. Every day in this house is like living inside a comic book, exciting, unpredictable, and sometimes hilariously scary. I've always known something was different about our home, but when I see Mom chatting with invisible beings and Dad's brow furrowing at every creak, I can't help but grin. I'm constantly on the lookout for clues and opportunities to pull off the ultimate prank, even if that means orchestrating a little chaos myself. I love exploring every hidden corner of the house, imagining secret passageways and undiscovered treasures. Sure, it might seem odd to others when ghost stories aren't just stories, but real experiences. And trust me, nothing beats the thrill of living alongside a ghost who literally won't let you forget he's the boss. I get to be the clever observer, always ready with a quip or a mischievous plan. Sometimes I even think, if life is a sitcom, then we're definitely the crazy stars of the show. There's never a dull moment here, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, even when Dad complains or Mom gets too wrapped up in her visions. I am Henry, the one and only ghost of this venerable house, and let me tell you something right from the start. This is my house. I once walked these halls as a distinguished resident, and though my body may have passed on, my spirit remains as vigilant and lively as ever. I'm not here to spook or scare for the sake of it. I'm here to remind everyone of the rich history and character that every brick of this home embodies. Over the years, I've seen families come and go, but none have quite captured the energetic blend of chaos and charm that defines my current inhabitants. I spend my days gliding through rooms, rearranging objects in the most spectacular fashion, even if it means bumping into your dinner table every now and then. I watch Mom with a knowing smile as she chats with the unseen, believing she's unlocking conversations with the spirits of yore, while Dad, ever the skeptic, grumbles at every unexpected draft or flickering light. And little Billy? He is the true connoisseur of mischief and often leaves me laughing under the moonlight. I can't help but declare, with an air of pride, that every time I announce, "This is my house," I am echoing the legacy of an era where grandeur met wit. I might be a ghost, but I have personality enough to keep everyone on their toes. I bring humor, a dash of drama, and more than a sprinkle of spectral flair to every single day. I ensure the past is never forgotten and that every moment in this house feels like a lively episode of a sitcom. So, remember, as you walk these halls, you're never alone. I am always here to remind you of the legacy behind every locked door and open heart.
I sensed an unusual disturbance this morning, a swirl of emotions so intense I nearly dropped my teacup. It wasn't just any energy shift, it was the unmistakable stir of unresolved business. I told Dad, I feel a powerful presence that demands attention, as if the past and present are having a noisy debate right here in our living room.
At first, I laughed it off. But then, as I sat in the study, the sound of chairs sliding and odd whispers reached my ears. It was hard to ignore when even the dog looked confused by the moving shadows. I said, I'm trying my best to concentrate, but this supernatural shenanigan is really testing my work patience.
I couldn't resist joining in. I sneaked around corners, recording every mysterious sound on my phone. This is epic, I declared, excitement bubbling in my voice. Maybe I can even catch a snapshot of the ghost's mischief for my prank portfolio. I must interject, a reminder, mind you, that every time you witness these supernatural antics, it's me asserting my rightful place. I delight in arranging objects into funny patterns and letting out sly remarks that add fuel to the fire of confusion. Don't forget, this is my house, I announced with a dramatic flair, floating past the doorway with a mischievous grin.
Realizing the seriousness behind the disturbances, I gathered everyone in the living room and explained, I've picked up signals from the spirit realm. The energy is chaotic, yet playful, almost as if some ancient grievances and a dash of humor are at work today. My voice danced between concern and amusement, trying to rally the family to face the unpredictable.
I grunted. I'm tired of cleaning up after unexpected gusts and misplaced furniture. This interference is interfering with our dinner plans. Though frustrated, I knew deep down that a resolution was near, if we could simply understand the message behind these antics.
I piped up, maybe Henry's just trying to say hello in his own ghostly way. Or maybe he's planning the ultimate prank that'll go down in history. My eyes sparkled with both mischief and genuine curiosity. Feeling the temperature rise, both figuratively and in the literal chill that swept the room, I quipped, "Oh, I'm not planning a prank. I'm just reclaiming my space. Every time those shadows move or the lights dim, it's my way of saying, I'm still here." My tone was both humorous and a bit defensive, as I floated near the antique clock.
With a deep breath, I added, "We must confront these playful disturbances. I believe that through understanding each other's quirks, both human and spectral, we can restore harmony in our home." My words carried both warmth and determination, inviting everyone to join this unusual but needed investigation.
"I suppose if we're going to tackle this, we must do it together," I conceded, straightening my tie. "Even if that means negotiating with a ghost who insists on being the overlord of this house."
I'm with you, Dad. Let's solve this mystery. I'm ready for any plot twists. I cheered, already plotting ideas that mixed humor with a bit of adventure. Then brace yourselves, I declared with theatrical pride, because what you think is a mere joke might very well be the crescendo of my spectacular legacy. This is my house, and I'll make sure you never forget it.
I sensed that the tension had reached a boiling point this evening. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I gathered the family in our living room, declaring, "I must address this head-on. I've communicated with the energies, and I now understand that Henry's insistence on being the ruler of this house is tied to unresolved memories of a once grand life."
I nodded, adding, "I've had enough uncontrollable mischief disrupting dinner and deadlines. Tonight we settle this like a family, no matter how spectral the opposition." My voice resonated with a blend of stern practicality and the quiet hope of freshly minted compromise.
With a mix of excitement and trepidation, I remarked, "I think it's time we let Henry explain himself. I want to know why he's so attached to every dusty corner of our home." My tone was enthusiastic, urging the moment to unfold naturally. Hovering near an old portrait with dramatic flair, I stepped forward. "Tonight, I reveal why I remain tethered to these walls. I was once the soul of grandeur, a keeper of memories and secrets. I refuse to fade away quietly as time marches on. This house is my domain, and every echo in its corridors is a testament to the life I lived." I exclaimed, reverberating with passion and just a touch of theatrical despair.
"Henry, I feel your pain and your pride. I want to help you find peace so we can all coexist in laughter and love," I said softly, my eyes filled with empathetic resolve.
"Listen, Henry, I work hard to keep this family going, and your antics sometimes push us to the brink. Let's work together, find a way for you to be remembered without disrupting our everyday lives," I stated, firm but fair.
"Maybe we can set up a special corner just for you. The Ghosts Lounge, where you can reminisce and have your fun without tripping over our stuff." I joked, trying to lighten the mood. I paused, my spirit flickering as I considered Billy's suggestion. Then, with a wry smile, I replied, "A ghost lounge, you say? Perhaps some arrangement can be made. As long as I'm honored as the original owner, my stories and my legacy will echo through every whispered laugh in this very room." I added dramatically, emphasizing the importance of my presence.
"Let's make tonight a turning point," I proposed. "We'll share our stories, both remembered and forgotten, to stitch together a fabric that honors every soul in this home."
Agreed. Tonight we talk, we laugh, and we find a balance between the living and the past, I declared, hoping that resolution was within reach.
"This might just be the best and weirdest family night ever," I exclaimed, filled with anticipation for the heartfelt and humorous dialogue that was about to unfold. Then let the celebration of memories, mischief, and mutual respect begin. I pronounced, my voice resonating with pride and finality.
As dawn broke over our cozy home, I looked around at the smiles and relaxed expressions. "I feel a new harmony in our house," I said gently. "We've listened to each other's hearts and histories, and I believe Henry's spirit now finds a welcome space in all of us."
I must admit, I added, tonight I learned that even the strangest disturbances have reasons rooted in history and love. We work hard, we laugh hard, and sometimes we even negotiate with ghosts, because that's what family does. I smiled, acknowledging both the humor and the sincerity of the evening.
I'm going to remember this night forever, I chimed in. It wasn't just about the pranks or the spooks, it was about us coming together in the most unexpected way. And hey, having a ghost as the family mascot is pretty cool. Floating slightly above the floor, I said, "This is my house, yes, but now, it's also your home." I promised to keep my antics fun and respectful. Tonight, I learned that even a ghost can find peace when he is understood. I laughed gently, feeling lighter than I had in centuries.
Let's continue celebrating every quirk and every story, I concluded warmly. After all, every member, living or not, adds a unique melody to our family tune.
Here's to future days charged with laughter, memories, and yes, the occasional ghostly reminder that life is meant to be shared, I affirmed firmly.
I can't wait for the next adventure, ghost pranks included, I declared, my eyes shining with excitement. Remember, I finished, with a final, playful wink, this is my house, and now it's